Ребята, я всех приветствую. Сегодня мы продолжаем игру Hogwarts. Это вторая часть. Мы узнали, что у нас факультет Слизерина. Вот, и поэтому давайте продолжим. У нас тут первое задание. Найти свою гостиную.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
О, она печеньку схавала. Прикол. Так, представиться с Эмильдой, Оминисом и Себастьяном.
That is not helpful.
Так, Себастьян.
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
Скажем, это было захватывающе.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
Что ты читал?
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned
сказал бы пару
textbooks.
заклинаний, нам уже тоже интересно. Ладно, пойдемте.
It was nice meeting you, Sebastian. I'll let you get back to your book.
Nice meeting you too. Good luck today.
Так. Отлично, идем дальше. Ух ты. Блин, это получается... Я не знала, что Слизерин под водой находится. Охренеть. Да, красиво, конечно. Оминис.
I think I heard one.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
Да, я люблю привлекать
Well,
внимание.
if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
Ha! You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days
Ну,
here,
Оминис
though I
такой
doubt you'll
нормальный.
need it.
Нам по характеру подойдет. А русалки часто появляются?
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Ты знала, что попадешь
Were
в
you
Слизерин?
expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Приятно было
Thank you,
познакомиться.
Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Блин, ну хорошенький такой, хорошенький.
Might want to think that again.
Lumos. Revelio.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me.
Вот хреново в этой игре то, что они никак не реагируют.
Watch it. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you. You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Ой, никто бы не сомневался. Давайте будем немножко стервочкой и ответим, мы справились сами.
We handled it, and I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling.
Ha, not the way I fly. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kogawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Ты много летаешь.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Тогда до
Goodbye,
свидания.
Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by
Кто
the
это
stairs.
говорит?
Revelio.
Так. Профессор Уизли.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs. Owls.
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Интересно.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was
Revelio.
a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
Ого, чувачок с
Why
глазиком.
don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can provide?
Revelio.
Так. Статуя Кельпи. Эта статуя изображает Кельпи, водяного демона-оборотня, родом из Ирландии и Великобритании, который обычно принимает форму лошади с длинной гривой. Самый крупный Кельпи, о котором когда-либо сообщалось, это лохнесское чудовище в Шотландии. Угу. Вы только что открыли испытание из руководства. Ваш прогресс будет отображаться здесь. Ага. Очки опыта. Испытания. Угу. Коллекция. А, это вот что мы сейчас собрали. Да, нормально так еще собирать странички.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
Почему бежать нельзя? Чего она такая медленная?
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
А, так, точка перемещения. Ага, я поняла, кажется, что это только карта на М. Ну, это полезная штука,
And
что
here we
можно
are.
перемещаться.
Quite the
потому
time
что
saver.
вот это
These
вот, если
stairs
что-то
lead
искать,
directly to
очень
Central
долго.
Hall.
I adore the hustle and bustle.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Надо смотреть внимательно
That should be all
на
for now.
странички.
You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeid as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost
О,
on the
мы
way
в
here.
Хогсмид отправимся. Что такое Хогсмид?
You mentioned Hogsmeid, Professor.
Hogsmeid is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeid. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
А вот это вот полезно.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what
Она что-то
happened after that
подозревает.
awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Ну, профессор Фиг попросил нас не говорить об этом. Ну, давайте не скажем все-таки.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes.
Мне
You seem to
кажется,
have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. and invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeid for those supplies.
Так, говорить с профессором Фигом.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
Да, сэр.
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Так, что у нас с картой? Этот значок символизирует основные задания. Выполняя основные задания, вы продвинетесь по основной истории, откроете новые возможности. Так, ну это понятно. Угу. Так, ну у нас получается тут два задания на выбор. Давайте заклинания. Потом уже другое.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeid for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Revelio.
Ага, вот тут страничка. Так, фонтан в центральном зале. Богато украшенный фонтан, искусно вырезанными статуями обитателей волшебного мира, в том числе с каменными сиренами, обрамляющими основание фонтана. Ой, что это за зеркало?
There's something in there. I just know it.
Revelio. Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Найдите место, изображено на картине.
Anyone been into Albie Weeks' shop lately?
Это разве не здесь?
Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
О, бабочка. Ну, я так понимаю, нужно к картине присобачить.
Last time I saw you.
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Отлично, второй уровень. Ну тут да, помимо главных заданий, такие мини-задания. Так, ну давайте сначала хотя бы пару заданий таких выполним, потом я буду вот всякие такие загадки небольшие разгадывать. Так.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
Я не скажу.
I'm afraid I can't tell you, Lenora.
Surely you jest.
Шучу.
I am only joking. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth!
Ну, что-то там, одежду получили. Так. Ага. Коллекция. Что-то из одежды там. Интересно. Давайте задание выберем и отправимся. Все понятно. Как раз исследуем замок. Побегаем здесь. Страничку видела сразу. Это фонтан на дворе, трансфигурация с изображением виверны служит местом отдыха и собрания студентов. Несмотря на слухи, возможно, спровоцирование сэром Кадаганом, это, безусловно, не та самая виверна из долины реки Уай, убитая веселым рыцарем помимо его воли. Блин, звук прям рядом. Тут по-любому где-то странички должны быть. Так, начнем. Себастьян, наш друг.
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso?
A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Poet? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprise should. Now, well done.
Levioso. Easy катка.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Good form.
I know.
This stupid Lego.
If only all of my students were this adept.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Все. Он запал на нас конкретно. Но мне
I
нравится
put
больше
you on the
комикс.
spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Nice
Давайте
work.
пообщаемся.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a
льстит очень
wand.
сильно.
Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Далеко не первая.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Звучит интригующе.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and
Плохишь, в
then.
общем. Плохишь.
Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested.
Часовая башня.
Till next time.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Так, погодите. Давайте глянем по заданиям. Так, ну это такое дополнительное, я его выполню после этого, естественно. Вот. Коллекция. Угу. Снаряжение. Нет, как-то вообще не очень. Поэтому давайте пока так и будем выглядеть. Я знаю, что тут много шмоток собирать можно будет. В сундуках и так далее. Поэтому надо бы приодеться.
Revelio.
Ну ладно, давайте это уже когда будем.
What are you up to now?
Еще одну точку. Киса.
Let us keep our head.
Revelio.
Трехголовая собака. Не, мы не туда. Еще выше надо.
To go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Так, акцию.
Accio. That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Я уже хочу побыстрее отправиться в Хогсмид, посмотреть, что там за деревушка такая. По магазинчикам пройтись. Блин, вообще класс.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, hmm? So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Добродушный возглас.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment.
Так.
Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them to... Splendid!
Блин, надо было еще чуть-чуть посильнее. Ну ладно, сейчас попробуем.
Excellent control there.
Нет, нет, не падай. Ух, повезло.
That's it! Very good! Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Ага, типа дуэль, короче.
You'll be the blues,
Я поняла.
just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
Да я тебя
Clear?
порву.
Yes, sir.
Я тебя порву.
Misha. There we go.
Ну, можно? Ага. Черт, блин. Почти.
Splendid!
Let us see this.
Yes! Она меня уже выбешивает. Давай. Блин.
Quite impressive. Watch this.
Она сейчас меня просто перекроет, что я тут мяч не смогу приветовать к себе. Блин, ну все. Мы должны порвать ее.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Давай, 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 давай.
Excellent control there.
Я победила. Я порвала ее. Нельзя со мной связываться. Я
Let us make
предупреждала.
this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Ага.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This
Да,
round
красиво,
settles it all.
конечно.
Be sharp. There we go.
Блин. Ну хоть не упал, ладно, хорошо, и то на это хорошо.
Let us see this.
Так, я его прямо покачу. Ага.
That is how it's done.
О, шикарно.
Nicely done. Here we go. Phew.
Ну, естественно, я победитель. Естественно. Как можно было вообще против меня выходить играть, если я все равно побеждаю? Не сказала победить, значит я победил.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Я справлюсь.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Приятно было познакомиться.
Well, it's been nice talking and competing with you.
2 часа будут разговаривать.
And with you. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio.
A word, if you would.
If you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Так, все, задание у нас завершено.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Нет, мы с ней разговаривать не будем. О, мы поймали страничку.
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling
I'm
lies.
not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flat.
А, она ж не горит. Она, по-моему, зеленым пламенем горит.
Leviosa. Lumos.
Странно.
You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boot and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
Это больно, наверное. Так, посмотрим, что по заданиям. Что это такое за дым? короче, типа, уже крутая в Хогвартсе, считаемся. Потому что мы всех побеждаем. Мы самая крутая.
Revelio. Accio. Lumos. Levioso.
Hogwarts survives the reign of this headmaster.
Иса.
Revelio. How nice to see you, my young friend.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Нет, Professor.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but...
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Лучше Себастьян.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, no time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Обязательно зайду. Все.
Revelio.
Я увидела страничку. Ладно, давайте потом это все почитаем. Сейчас поскорее отправимся. Так, где наш молодой человечек Себастьян? Я иду к тебе.
Ah, there you are.
Ну что такое?
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor?
Fixes things right up, makes a broken object
It seems as if that might come in handy.
more frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley, a number of your... I have arranged some for today.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
Что там?
This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is.
Страничку.
Got it.
Так. У нас только... Ну да, мы только 3 знаем.
Leviosa.
А как это?
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Где она уже?
Brilliant.
Revelio.
4-й уровень,
Might
отлично.
some kind soul help me?
Are you all right?
Don't you know?
I'm sorry the other students weren't.
That's kind of you. I suppose I wanted to make some new friends, and so my gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone... Are you familiar with gobstones?
Gobstones? Sounds like...
That's what I tried to tell. People can be... Imelda is one of the worst losers. And now those poor losers have taken... I'll say. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet.
I'll see what I can...
I'd appreciate the help.
Короче, у нас еще одно задание небольшое, но это уже потом. Так. Камни я потом найду. Вы мне дайте, пожалуйста, Хогсмид. Задание. Ага, она еще заблокирована. Ну, мы сейчас получим еще одно заклинание.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Так.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. Let us give you... Remember to be...
Yes, sir.
Так.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Давай, 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 давай. Так, я так понимаю. Я уже поняла
Very
это
good.
заклинание.
If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Так, ну это все, конечно, очень интересно. Что это там?
Well, that's one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about.
Так, окей. Задание. Все, теперь мы можем отправиться. Все, бежим к Себастьяну.
Relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty. Revelio.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Увидела. Так, поговорим.
Hello, Sebastian.
Ah, my new charge.
Подопечный.
I'm told you're in dire need of supplies, and I'm to accompany you into Hogsmeade for them. Is this your first foray into the village?
It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
Well, I shall endeavour to be the very best of guides, then. Hogsmeade's a charming little place. Self-contained, too. We should be able to find you everything that you need. Shall we?
Погнали, братан.
I was glad Professor Weasley asked me to join you today.
As am I. Thank you, by the way.
Try to study in the
Of course. You're the only one who's ever bested me in a duel. The way I see it, I'd be wise to keep an eye on you. Speaking of Weasley, she seems to have taken quite a shine to you.
Has she? That's nice to hear.
I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
Just enough to keep me well-rounded. Speaking of detention, this trip to Hogsmeade might have saved me from one.
Glad I could be of service.
Madam Scribner, the librarian, was on the hunt for me, as is often the case. Professor Weasley came to retrieve me, and I was able to convince old Scribner that I had somewhere to be.
So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side?
Well, I suspect it's a matter of differing opinions. She thinks I shouldn't be allowed in the restricted section, and I, on the other hand, am inclined to disagree. Oh, just one moment. This is an excellent spot to gather lacewing flies. They're pretty to look at. If you stew them long enough, they make a powerful potion ingredient.
Интересно. Встал, постоял и побежал.
Merlin's beard from the Forbidden Forest. Look!
What's going on?
See for yourself. Quite a sight, isn't it?
Ой,
You
криво-криво.
certainly don't see that every day.
Revelio.
Do you think Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs?
Likely already named them too.
France, Hoof, and Sugarfoot.
To the left is the Forbidden Forest. Out of bounds to all students.
Запретный лес.
Hence the name.
Precisely. They think it's too dangerous. I think they need to have more confidence in our defensive abilities. Ah, you can see Hogsmeade just past those ruins up ahead.
Почти пришли. Мне по кайфу кувырок делать, не знаю.
Have you had much of a chance to explore the castle?
A little. It's positively enormous.
It is that. I've been there 5 years and barely scratched the surface. Loads to see, places to discover.
Oh, any you'd like to share with the class?
Perhaps one day. I can't go around telling you all my secrets now, can I? You still haven't told me how you became so good at dueling. I've always thought Thestrals pulling a carriage a bit grim. Though I suppose most people don't actually see them at all.
But you can see them.
Unfortunately. But you've seen quite a bit yourself firsthand too. Most notably that dragon attack. Hopefully the rest of your year isn't as eventful.
Лунный камень. Это мы собрали. Ну, глянем, чем он потом будет полезен. Так, у нас свиданка странная. Мы постоянно бегаем.
Mr. Moon. He's the Hogwarts caretaker. Looks a bit worse for wear. Hello, Mr. Moon. Have you met our new 5th year?
Pleasure. You might want to turn back, Mr. Sallow. Turn and run.
Is everything all right, sir?
Oh, look right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did, Mr. Moon?
Demi guys. Ugly and airy and terrifying. I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
A demi, guys. I don't know what he's putting in his pumpkin juice, but he's obviously had too much of it. I've never seen Mr. Moon in such a... Mr. Moon is quite the character. My sister Anne thinks he's lovely, but I'd say he could improve a bit as a caretaker.
Oh, is your sister in Slytherin too?
She is, or rather, she was. She's not well at the moment, but she'll be better soon and back at Hogwarts. Honestly, if one could bottle the magic of this place. I don't know if it's the shops or the people, but there's just something about Hogsmeade.
Revelio.
We all flock to it like moths to a flame.
Видимо, ему уже очень хорошо.
So how would you like to do this? Weasley told me you had a list of things to get. A wand and some other bits?
Yes, Dittany seeds, some spellcrafts, and some potion recipes.
Perfect. Can't wait to see what you do with the new wand. And a short list gives you plenty of time to poke around the village. I just have to pop into a shop to find something for my sister. Let's meet up in the town circle when you're finished. Remember, have fun. It's Hogsmeade.
Так, откроем карту. Ребят, на этом я заканчиваю видео. Оно получилось тоже довольно длинным. Вот, в следующей части уже будем проходить эти задания, дополнительные задания по Хогвартсу. В общем, еще много всего интересного. Если вам понравилось, ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на меня. И до нового видео. Пока!